along. The second and final game of the day here on day one from Tallahassee.
Oh, he talked about how long it's been since Florida State's been able to play at home this season because of their unique season and timeline. But this crowd is ready to go. They've been waiting a long time to be able to cheer for their favorite team.
That's down the left field side in play, and Whitecaser comes in. Allie Whitecaser makes the catch, and that's the way the game begins. A fly ball to left. Noles fans still filling the seats here. Expect a packed house for this game that started about an hour and a half later than we anticipated due to the extra inning game that preceded us on this field between South Florida and Auburn, won by South Florida in 9. So the winner of this game will see USF tomorrow. First pitch swinging, a little nubber. It's got some funky spin, but Widra able to hang with it and throw out Anna Resnick. Resnick jumping on the first pitch, a soft ground out, 2 outs.
Now those miss-hit balls are the toughest to field as an infielder, but Widra wisely barehanded that ball. It still was a close play, but she's able to draw the weak contact.
Base is empty, 2 down for Courtney Pulich, the right fielder. First team All-Horizon League this year. She homered in her last 3 games, all in the Horizon League tournament. Had a home run in all 3 games. Leads the Horizon League in homers. Greensburg, Pennsylvania, on the southeast side of Pittsburgh, her hometown. And already the Noles fans are unhappy with the strike zone.
We got a lot of Seminole umpires in the stands today. They've all this pent-up cheering. They haven't been able to let it out for the last month, over a month.
And on the hands and fouled back. Jason Smith, our plate umpire for our 4-person crew. On a hot, humid Friday afternoon in Tallahassee. Annabelle Widra ready with the 2-2 pitch. Courtney Pulich. Another one in on the hands. Flashes past Widra, but the shovel from Hartley retires the side. Quick inning for in the circle for them. 4-year player in their program, senior Madison DeVault.
And she is a workhorse for this team through every inning of the Horizon League tournament. And so she is ready for the challenge here of pitching in Tallahassee.
Let's take a peek at the lineup she will face for Florida State, presented by Capital One. Issa Torres was part of the workout yesterday, but then started feeling under the weather and actually departed the facility a little early. We were concerned about her availability today, but I guess we should not have been concerned. She is healthy and ready to go. It takes ball 1. What is sophomore season for Issa Torres? She faces DeVault. What can we expect from the senior besides her feistiness we found out yesterday in person?
Yeah, we should start with the bottom part of the graphic there. She is a competitor. You can feel it when you're around her, but you're going to see a rise, screw, curve combination. Really likes to work the top part of the zone, gets a lot of fly ball outs, strikeouts because of her ability to really climb the ladder with that rise ball up in the zone.
I had a chance to visit with her and the entire rest of her teammates. Normally we chat with a handful of players from each team, but Robert Morris, they just came in as the whole team and we're like, yeah, let's run with this. So we had a chance to meet and talk with everybody on the squad.
It was so much fun. It was like a big team meeting, and it was very obvious just the respect they have for one another and the joy they have of playing together. And we just kind of allowed anyone to answer the questions as they saw fit. And you know, there was a lot of people who participated and answered those questions. A lot of fun to be around the team.
3-2 pitch. We will do again. Lisa Torres, I mentioned the sophomore season she's having. She has not had back-to-back hitless games this year. In fact, she's only had 8 hitless games total on the season. She's hit in 46 of their 58 games. And that's to center field and off the fence. Chasing it back towards the infield is Matheny. Throw coming to third base and in with a slide. Now that gets by and went into the dugout and should be awarded the plate. And Lisa Torres, triple throwing error. And just like that, one batter into the game, FSU has a 1-0 lead. It should be Torres' second triple of the season. Janai Kerr back in center field. Lisa Torres already making her presence felt in this game like she has done so many times this year and last year.
I mean, she shows you why. She leads the nation in hits. And when you lead the nation in hits, first of all, you probably are at the top of the order. She's the leadoff batter, lots of opportunity, but she makes good on those opportunities. She can bunt her way on base. She can hit it over the fence. We saw the extra base hit there. Just so many ways for her to get on base.
Popped up in foul territory and a play there in the coach's box. Elena Puzzajani.
Of power and then the speed to back it up, really force the defense to make a play there.
This is Florida State's 56th game of the season. This is the 32nd time in those 56 games they've scored in the first inning. Which is a big reason they've had a lot of success, Carol, this season. They just really start pouring it on their competitors early in the game.
Yeah, and what that says to me is they've also done their homework. They're ready for whatever pitcher is in the circle. They know what they're hunting. They know what they want to do.
Dak drilled, diving attempt off the mid of Jess Matheny. But Dak will trot it to second base with a 1-out double. Her 9th two-base hit of the year.
They are going to attack it and do so with power.
Ball one just off the outside part to Michaela Edenfield. Always nice to chat with Michaela, which we did at length yesterday once again. You want to get the pulse of the team of Florida State, have a conversation with this lady right here. And you will get it.
And just having conversations with her, you know, several years ago as a young player versus now, there's just no comparison. Her knowledge of the game, her maturity, just her ability to talk about all parts of the game, being a leader on the team, and how to manage the bullpen. I mean, that's not an easy job at Florida State because you've got 6 pitchers to manage. And, oh, by the way, the pitching coach, which is head coach Lonnie Alameda, but she does it so well, just a student of the game.
It's a 4-pitch walk to Edenfield. So a run is in on the Torres leadoff triple and throwing error. Now 2 on, 1 out for Hallie Waycaser. Edenfield walks for a 40th time this season to lead the squad, and this is the bat to Waycaser. That's towards short. Going to go to third to get the lead runner. I was curious where Sequoia Dunlap was going to go with that. Was she going to take a chance at going 6-4-3 or get the lead runner? Went to third base.
And that ball was rocketed from Waycaser. Just be able to get in front of that ball, knock it down, and then have the ability to recognize she could get the lead out. That's a nice out for RMU.
It was an interesting decision. Once you throw to third base, you're basically committing there just to getting one out, because you're not going to get the runner all the way across the diamond most likely at first. Waycaser runs well.
And double plays are not easy in softball. Anything hit on the ground, I mean, it's got to be hit hard, which that ball was. It's got to be right to you. She had to take a little bit of a step over, and it was hit so hard the second baseman wasn't even at second base yet. Yeah. So it's just a lot that has to happen.
Yeah, that last point, a really good one, because she was going to have to wait a beat for Resnick to get over there to cover anyway. So it's like, well, let me just get the lead runner. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Angeli Bueno next starting at first base today for the Noles. 2 on with 2 outs. Well, if you're Robert Morris, the Colonials, you can get out of this first inning with just the 1 run across. That's a win to start this game.
Without question, especially with the way how hard Florida State has hit the ball. Always putting pressure on the defense.
And Madison DeVault will do just that. Pretty good number of folks down here from the Pittsburgh area over by that third base. Mary Brandt had the walk-off 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th of the Horizon League title game against Purdue-Fort Wayne. That sent him to the NCAA tournament. Leads off here. Brandt comes in with a 15-game on-base streak. She's hitting 13 of her last 14 games. That was the Horizon League co-freshman of the year, along with Wisconsin Green Bay's Sarah Ebner.
Come on, baby.
2-1 pitch to Brandt. That'll twist foul back and out of play. Poland, Ohio, which is a little south of Youngstown. She went to Poland Seminary. She's had a terrific freshman year at RMU. And she works it to a full count. Payoff pitch. Ruger challenges and gets the strike, but the ballpark will hold it. Back to the warning track, Janai Kerr holds in a very loud second out off the bat of Kutsajani.
Now, when we talked to the Robert Morris team yesterday as a group with the whole team, it's so much fun. You could tell this was a team that came here to win. I mean, that was, you know, I asked him, what's a great experience here at the regional going to look like? And pitcher Madison DeVault said, win the darn thing. And that's just the kind of team that Robert Morris is, and so far have been very aggressive in their approach to the game, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Jess Matheny, the center fielder. It's a strike on the outside corner. In Connellsville, PA, southeast of Pittsburgh Metro. Good portion of the roster of RMU, really homegrown players, homegrown area. You know, having been to Pittsburgh a number of times, I said to the team yesterday, I said, you know, I get a feel from your team. There's kind of that Pittsburgh grit. And they're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. We fill that up.
That little blue-collar edge, no doubt about it.
That ball's hit towards right center field and hit well back towards the fence. And it looked like Dak got a glove on that, couldn't hang on, and there goes Matheny jetting all the way to third base. Potential tying run 60 feet away with 2 outs for RMU. Score that a triple for Matheny. Second triple of the year. Sequoia Dunlap, the shortstop. Takes inside, 1-1. Dunlap, Uniontown, south of Pittsburgh. Not far from the West Virginia state line. Dunlap had a big home run, a solo homer in the bottom of the 7th of the Horizon League title game to lead off the inning and tie it at 2. She had been hit by a pitch and was going to first, and they called her back, said she wasn't hit by the pitch. I asked her yesterday, I said, were you hit by the pitch? She said, absolutely, I got a bruise to prove it. But then she homered. And was probably never happier to have not gotten a hit by pitch. She battles Wedra with a 2-ball, 2-strike count and 2 outs.
Something Robert Morris has been doing all season long. This team has set single-season records in almost every offensive category. They've been able to score a lot of runs, but they've done it a lot with 2 outs. They're hitting .311 as a team with 2 outs, so they're able to extend innings. We're looking for one right here.
Patiently, Dunlap takes high, and it's a full count. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming to Sequoia Dunlap. Just caught a piece of it. Dunlap, it's been her true freshman year at Towson. An injury ended her season, then transferred to RMU.
I mean, what a battle from Dunlap. And when we talked with RMU head coach Jax Werner yesterday, he said, look, we know Florida State runs a lot of pitchers, and we're going to have to prepare for a lot of those pitchers. And it's very evident out of the first inning here, into the second inning, that they are prepared for Wedra, and that's something that you have to do against Florida State. You've got to really study all of them, practice against all of them. It's challenging for an offense. There's no doubt about it, but RMU has worked a lot of full counts against Wedra here early in the game, a lot of foul balls.
Strike 3 call on the inside corner. Wedra painted the black on the inside edge to get the strikeout, her second of the inning to end the. Here we head into the home half for the second. Jason Beecham leading off. 7, 8, 9 hitters here for the Noles, who lead 1-0. Jason Beecham, what a freshman year a year ago. National Freshman of the Year. And anytime you pop on the radar that brightly in your freshman year, it can make your sophomore year a challenge, and it has been for Jason, but you just look at the numbers, it's been another good year for her.
Yeah, everybody just expects her to have the year she had a year ago, and that's tough to play with expectation. And you feel like you're not having a good season because it's not like it was a year ago, but you see that a lot with freshmen, even sophomores. Of course, you want freshmen to come in and make their impact, but sometimes as a coach, you want your players to save the best for last. Their junior and senior year, to have those types of awards, because it can be a mental challenge when you put up those sorts of numbers as a freshman.
In on the hands, and she fights it off and drops it into left field. And Beecham begins the 2025 NCAA. Ball 1 to Shelby McKenzie. She's getting the start as the DP here, playing in her 33rd game, 13th start. At Pace High School in Pace, Florida. True freshman McKenzie takes a strike. Freshman numbers for Shelby, whose mom Amy played at Alabama. Brother Jackson on the Mississippi State baseball team.
And she's typically been in more of a pinch hitting role this season. Has had a lot of success in that pinch hitting role, hitting over 400 with 19 at bats, but earns the start today.
33 pitches so far from senior pitcher Madison DeVault. He's only thrown a first pitch strike to 2 of the 8 hitters so far. It's where she wanted to put it. Didn't miss by much.
That's kind of her go-to spot. That rise ball at the top of the zone. Breaks outside to lefties, inside to righties.
McKenzie, liner, throw to first, double play. Right to Resnick. Took a step to her left.
Just a base running mistake there from Beecham.
Ball throws a first pitch strike to Widra, batting now with 2 outs. Speed pitch low. Two-way player Annabelle Widra, Birmingham area. Madison DeVault with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Look out. Lost the grip on that one. Madison DeVault, Dover, Ohio. Her hometown, a little south of Akron. Full count.
You know, she's got a little bit of a methodical windup. It does not appear like it's going to come as fast as it does, but she has such good leg drive arm whip that it really gets on the hitter pretty quickly, especially up in the zone.
It comes back and gets strike 3 looking on Widra.
Currently in the top 10 in the country in terms of ERA.
Logan Black puts that in the air out to short right field. Long run. Dak coming in and then may have lost it in the sun or was worried about a collision with Hartley. And into second goes Black.
Dropped. There clearly was miscommunication of some sort. That is an outfielder's ball all the way, in my opinion. Much easier catch for an outfielder with a full head of steam coming in than a middle infielder with their head up running backwards. So missed opportunity there for the Florida State defense, something you don't see very often.
Scored a double. Abby Quickle's going to run at second base for the catcher Black. Top of the order, and Kaylin Hopp swing and a miss. Tying run at second now. 1 out for RMU here in the top of the 3rd. Hopp flied to left her first time up. I call nothing at 2. Activity in the bullpen for Florida State. Julia Apsel getting loose. You know, back to that subject about the transformation of the Seminole pitching staff. It was interesting to chat with Lonnie about that yesterday. how it really was a multi-year transition. And in many ways, it started with Kat Sandercock, going back to her era here, where her role changed.
And just getting Kat Sandercock to buy in. You know, you have to believe. You think about the transformation of Kat Sandercock. She always was a down ball pitcher, then could work down ball on both sides of the plate, then added the change, then something up. But she couldn't do it all by herself. And so Coach Alameda said, look, and also, you know, she does such a good job of tracking velocity throughout the season, spin rate, movement throughout the season, and could show Kat Sandercock, hey, look, we're not strong enough and durable enough to get through the inning. We need more pitches, and laid out a plan for her, and it involved her teammates. And the rest is history, as they say.
But it took a couple of years to really totally transition to the style of pitching staff that she has now. You got the potential tying run, Quickle at second base. Florida State scored in the first, a triple. Marisa Torres, who circled the bases when the ball got away for a throwing error as well. Ball's to center field, but right to the center fielder, Janai Kerr. Hit well by Hoff. But lines out to center for the second out.
Seen a lot of good at-bats here from the Colonials. They're barreling up quite a few balls. They're just not able to quite get on top enough. Look for them to make a little bit of an adjustment, get their barrel to the top of the zone a little bit quicker. And Weidra does get a lot of fly ball outs, but I would call a lot of these line drive outs, Mark, so far that I've seen.
Yeah, they've been making some solid contact. Here's Anna Resnick, who rolled out to the pitcher first time up and pops this up in foul ground. I don't think there's any question. Bueno was battling some sun there and tried to make a basket catch on the move.
We saw that yesterday when the teams were practicing at this time of day. That sun is really tough on the right side of the infield, right field. It's definitely come into play twice so far in this game. And look, Florida State practices and plays here every day, but that still doesn't make it easy. It's a blue sky, the sun is bright, and you've got to do everything you can to shield the sun off your face. Get your glove up while you're running. Visors, sunglasses, hats, whatever it takes to be able to make that catch.
Tex Varner, the head coach of RMU, used a timeout to have a quick chat there with Resnick. It's an 0-1 count. On the hands, will this stay in play? No, yes, what a catch! Beecham.
If you could do that, you'd make $1 million, Mark, because there's a lot of athletes from a lot of teams that go through that as a sophomore. There's no doubt.
Most people would say I'm the one that needs the strength, not others. Well, here's the top of the order. Lisa Torres got this game off in a big way with a triple and actually circled the bases when the throw to the infield got away into the visiting dugout, and she was awarded the plate. And that has been the lone run to this point.
Well, we talked about it earlier. It's not only impressive, beyond impressive, that Isa Torres leads the nation in hits, but she's also top 10 and toughest to strike out. So not only is she able to put the ball in play and hit the ball, but a lot of times when you see someone like that, they're pretty free swingers. They're going to have a lot of strikeouts. Well, that is not the case with Isa Torres, as she is really the complete package. Good plate discipline, does not strike out a lot, and when she does swing, she's able to capitalize, get some hits.
And she hammers one to the alley in left center field. One bounce to the fence, and now after a triple in her first at bat, has a double. You mentioned how little she strikes out. 3 strikeouts and 144 at bats. Kerr laying it down, and no chance. It's going to be a tough pickup for Kutsajani, and even if she does get an out at first base. Base hit for Kerr. Dak first pitch swinging, fouls it off. Katie with a double to left center her first time. 47 RBIs. Second most on the team. Kennedy Harp. 49 RBIs at the end of her season. Back fouls another. It stays 0-2.
Something DeVault does not throw a lot is that off-speed pitch. And the second time through the lineup against Florida State, that would be a pitch that would really help her in this situation. She does have one. She does not throw it often. But against a team like Florida State, when they see it the second time around, they know the velocity. She is throwing in the mid to upper 60s, throwing with good velocity. But any team can catch up with velocity if you time it. I would like, even if she's not throwing it for a strike, it'd just be good to show it a little bit.
Saw Kerr swipe second. This ball down the right field side in play. A tough chance. Bryant got a glove on it right as she was nearing the wall.
And a lot of ground for a first baseman.
.68 miles per hour. No question. DeVault's got some velo. Second and third, nobody out. Noles looking to add to their 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third. And Dack's going to do that with at least a sac fly. That's caught in right field, battling the sun. Polich fires it in. Torres scores. Kerr goes to third, a sac fly for Dack, who's now at 48 runs batted in on the season, and it's 2-0 Noles.
But Florida State does so well. Their situational hitting. In that situation, less than 2 outs, what do you need? You need the ball to the outfield, and Katie Dack's able to deliver. It's what Florida State does so well. They're able to execute what the situation demands.
Enfield shoots it foul down the right field side. Kayla walked in the first on 4 pitches. We mentioned our conversation with her yesterday, and having spoken with her for a number of years now, the depth of the conversations we have with her continues. I mean, it gets into the weeds of the intricacies of catching, being part of a team. It's in depth. It's interesting to hear her chat and the knowledge that she has accumulated over these 4 or 5 years here.
Well, when you're a catcher, you really become another coach for the pitchers, and there was no doubt after 5 years in this program, this being her 5th year, she's able to take that knowledge and help her pitchers. And as mentioned, there's 6 pitchers on the staff this year for Florida State. It's not like they have 3. She's able to really manage all of them.
Post pitch at 69, but a little off. 3 balls and a strike. And she walks for a second time. So DeVault has issued 2 walks, and they've both been given to Michaela Edenfield. And that puts runners at the corners with 1 out. Travis Wilson breaks out the lineup card, and they're going to run for the catcher Edenfield with Maddie Fry. So each team has now already run once for their catcher. The fielder, Hallie Waycaser, steps in. Infield tightens up for RMU. Well, they reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. last one to right center field. A long run and off the fence. Matheny plays it quickly, fires in, a run scores. Fry all the way to third. It's a double for Waycaser, her 5th two-base hit. 3-0 Florida State.
From pitching coach Samantha Santillo,
who calls the pitches. Santillo does, and I wonder if this conversation now is, hey, we need to start throwing that off-speed pitch.
And it's not a pitch she's had to use a lot this season because she's been able to use that velocity. We've seen it's in the upper 60s, and she's able to spin the ball through the zone. And she's gotten real creative at getting outs without throwing the changeup quite a bit. But at this time of the year, that pitch is the difference maker against a really good hitting team that can time up that velocity.
So Maddie Coleman in the bullpen. 60 pitches for DeVault, 19 of them so far here in the 3rd inning, and runners at 2nd and 3rd, still only 1 out. Annie Potter off the bench here to bat for Angeli Bueno. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. There's the safety squeeze. Gets it down, throw home, tag needed, safe. Ball rolls out of the mid of black. Potter's going to wind up at 2nd base. And Florida State tack. That's hit towards left center field. Hop makes the catch. The tag. Fry headed home. Throw's going to go to 3rd base. Fry scores the 3rd run of the inning, 4th run of the inning to make it 5-0.
Pitch by committee, this lineup, whether you play an inning on defense, whether you come in to have a pinch hit, that's really a squeeze bunt, a sac fly. I mean, you really see it all.
Outside to McKenzie. Shelby, the 8th batter to come up to the plate in this inning for Florida State. They have scored 4 times to open a 5-0 lead. Next pitch from DeVault will be her 70th. And that 3-2 pitch is going to roll all the way to the fence in right center field. Potter is in. He changes places with McKenzie. Shelby with her 3rd two-base hit, 17th RBI. 6-0 Seminoles.
Florida State showing you why they're one of the top. Back up to bat.
Widra shortens the bunt, and with Putajani drawn in at 3rd base, Dunlap not able to get over in time from short. Ross steals 3rd base.
And you have to be ready every pitch. Florida State will take advantage of every opportunity they have. No one covering there is a big surprise. No one thinks you're going to steal 3rd base with 2 outs, especially with a left-handed batter up. That's an easier throw for the catcher at 3rd base. And Florida State makes it look easy.
Team leading 21st steal of the year. Ross has only been caught 1 time this year. Widra batting here for a 2nd time, struck out against DeVault her 1st time up. A 4-pitch walk, and they have batted around in the Florida State third inning. Issa Torres, who began this inning with a double and already has 5 total bases in this game, will bat for a second time in this inning. Number 5 national seed Florida State out to a 6-0 lead. Torres triple a run scored in the first, double in a run scored here in this third inning, batting again. Florida State and RMU playing the second and final game of day 1 here from the Tallahassee Regional. First career game for Torres with a double and a triple in the same game. Looks that to left. Hopf coming in. He makes the catch to retire the side. But 10 batters come to the plate, and the Seminoles score 5 times. At the end of 3, 6-0.